أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون
فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We welcome you once again to Colorado Muslims Fiqh Council. يسألونك, they ask you, a show where we answer your questions which we receive through email, Facebook, and other mediums, inshallah. Question by Sister Ghada Basha. Ghada Basha, that's the name. My husband keeps telling me that I can go to the grocery store when he is at work to buy groceries. I have told him many times leaving the house without mahram and driving especially is haram. I wanted clarification from you. Can a woman drive? Am I allowed to leave the house to buy grocery? He also mentioned or suggested to me that she should find a job when the children get older. Is this permissible? There will be mixing in the workplace. Basically, it's a very interesting question, which really brings a lot of misconceptions, especially the people who promote the idea that Islam is anti women and limits the what sisters can do and what they cannot do in general. But let me begin with this. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, women are free to do what they can do, what they want to do, without any restrictions whatsoever in Islam, provided that they observe the etiquettes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fashioned the women to be in a way liked by the other gender. So now she should not be an object of fitna, whether to herself or to the other people. That is why when she goes out of the house, she should be dressed properly, the hijab. And the hijab, brothers and sisters in Islam, is not a scarf. The hijab is a concept of modesty that has to be manifested and reflected in her body. That is why the scholars listed almost 7 conditions. It has to be baggy, it cannot be see-through, it cannot print out her body, it cannot be attractive in its self, like she cannot be wearing clothes that would attract the people and get the attention. It can be scented, and it cannot resemble certain people's dress code, like women of certain nature. Basically, if the sisters apply these conditions, she can go out. She can go out to shop. She can go out to the grocery. Of course, she should get the notify her husband or her father that she's going somewhere. But when this is something that she often does, like going to the grocery store once a week, for example. Her husband knows that she goes shopping every Sunday or every Saturday. So this is like a pattern. So she does not have to get that permission from him, because this is already established and so forth. Brothers and sisters in Islam, regarding women driving, women can drive, again, provided that they observe the etiquettes of the road, that they don't you see the whole concept here. Not every person out there in the street is good-hearted. There are people with wicked hearts. There are people who out there actually looking for just any sign that a woman may send, any message that a woman may send, and sometimes unintentionally, in order to follow her and in order to harm her. And this is why, by the way, when Islam demands from the sisters to go out in a certain with a certain dress code, or go out in a certain way, do not mix and do not that could invite the people in whose hearts there is a disease, there is a sickness. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, because not everyone out there is perfect. And you know, when we speak to non-Muslims about this, that you guys do that. Listen, when you see a nun, and you know who's a nun, right? A Christian woman who wears actually a hijab. Do you ever consider flirting with her? Look at this. Do you? So, sister, you can drive. Listen, if the work of genders, you're not going to be alone completely with a male. And sisters in Islam, and our sister Ghada, it is highly recommended. وَقَرْنَا فِي بُيُوتِكُنَّ وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَ تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى. Staying in the house is the ideal thing for a Muslim sister. Why? Because bringing up the children, and a lot of the sisters don't pay attention to this, that why the West is calling upon the Muslims to get their women out of their homes, because they want to destroy. And to tell you this, and this is a fact, I heard it multiple times, that a minimum wage, and they place their children in a non-Muslim daycare. So basically, she goes to work to save the amount that she needs to pay a non-Muslim to bring up her baby, to bring up her children. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? That is what they want. No. You see, brothers and sisters in Islam, if there is hope for this ummah, that hope is in the next generation. And guess who will help the next generation to be raised up, to be proud and strong Muslims? Is the mothers. Shafi'i is the one, his mother is the one who brought him up. Al-Bukhari is Sufyan al-Thawri. Their mothers brought them up. And this is what we need, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam. Listen, don't say that I'm saying women can't do it. They can. But if you're able to fulfill your obligation, the duty, find a suitable Islamic, a suitable environment for work. Some Islamic